Hi, welcome to the channel and this quick tutorial on how to do wet blending. Essentially what wet blending lets you do is to create a merged gradient of colour between two colours across a surface. For me in this example here, I've got Naggaroth Night as the base on this whole panel, and I want it to gradient and merge up to a Genestealer purple near the top, which is quite bright. The technique behind this is to paint in straight lines across a surface in the direction that you want the gradient to go. You start in a particular point, and as you paint across, the paint is reducing in your brush, therefore depositing less on the surface and creating a less defined colour. You then wash your brush, come back in with the other contrasting colour, in my case a lighter purple, and start at the opposite end and do the same technique, straight lines and merging into the previous colour. What will happen again is this lighter colour is diminishing in the brush as I go down, but also because there's already paint on the surface, it is mixing both in the brush and on the surface as well, and that's where you get your wet blending. You'll get the colour transition because it's blending it from the two colours as you paint it going from one way and from the other. It'll blend in the brush and on the surface. You do that a few times from the bottom up, top down, and that gives you your transition. So I'm going to start off with this. You never want to go back on yourself because the colour in your brush is changing, therefore if you go back it will break the transition. Now I'll go with the opposite colour. And I don't really have enough on my brush there, so I'm going to do it again. Start at the top. If it looks streaky, there might be too much water. You can remedy that by just going back over with your alternate colour again. Each time you do this, it'll neaten up the area with the transition. With a clean brush I'm going to go over this again just to tidy up the neatness of the lines. So you can go over the gradient with a clean brush. Make sure you always go in one direction because of the way it's blending. So if you decide you see too many streaks or you've got too many blobs of colour, you can do that. Always wash your paintbrush in advance. The colour is a bit difficult to see on here because of the lighting. But you can see here already that that's a block colour. And here I have got a transition beginning to a lighter colour at the top. It's important not to use too fine a brush. I might have considered using this other one instead. Create some bigger strokes, especially if you're doing a bigger area. If I'm honest, I'm struggling a bit with the lighting to make sure you can see it, but that side's a block colour and this side has a gradient of colour up to a slightly lighter. I can keep going to improve the transition, and on the back's another example. So that one is quite block. On this side you can see there's a transition up to a slightly lighter at the top. Now you can do this with any colours, any contrasting colours and any shades, and essentially it's the amount of time you spend going up and down. Hope you thought this was a useful technique, and the best thing to do is to practice. Bye.